Anyway, Bernard, front page of the Daily Guide. Oforiatta sues OSP over fugitive tag. 56 illegal miners arrested in Western Region. Ashanti NDC macho men Spitfire. So good news for Samuel Oku on a personal level. He's been appointed SME Global Vice President for Africa. I'll give you details. Mahama swears in Yohuno. Was that the pronunciation of the name?
Is that one woman husband?
Yohuno.
As new IGP. He's here wearing brown.
Yeah, man.
Yohuno.
Okay, Chronicles says security forces swoop on 3 foreign illegal miners. Portions of the forest that has been destroyed by illegal miners at Bosomefreho in the Ashanti region is here. Impounded excavators parked in front of the Bosomefreho District Assembly. Photograph of that is here as well. Samuel Uku's story is here as well. Getting the SME Global for Africa Vice President post, and small-scale miners hail gold board vow to fight for fair and competitive pricing of gold.
Front page of the Herald newspaper, Bernard. Atachia goes explosive at IGP Dampare's legacy. Insists his evil dossier will shock nation. So, the fourth estate report on Mensia Paris' illegal mining denied. Martin Eyisi, political dribbler, still surviving at Minerals Commission.
Herald. The Ghanaian publisher Mahama hints at national airline. Stories on page 2. UG suspends lecturer over sexual misconduct is the same story that came up last week. Minority invites VIP to join debate on the budget, and CDM slums termination of public and civil servants appointment. Rain-fed agriculture, bane of Ghana's underdevelopment. Dr. George Domapa is speaking. Samuel Oku is here as well.
Front page of the News Center this morning says, how was 16 billion Ghana city tax refund abused? Further and better particulars needed from Finance Minister. There are new IGPs on the front page of the paper. The outgone IGP, Dr. Dampare, is also on the front page. He says he's grateful to Mahama and others. Electricity subsidies vital for competitiveness of manufacturing sector, says Dr. Brahim.
So the Ghanaian Times, I will work with utmost seriousness. New IGP assures. GJA demands full-scale investigation into attack on 3 journalists covering illegal mining. OTRCC adopts non-partisan strategy to foster development, and Ghana Post to integrate 24-hour economy into operations.
Finally, from me, Bernard, the front page of the BNFT, Bust launches investigation into delayed $23 million depot upgrade. Interdicts one for poor oversight. Citrus industry faces liquidity crisis. Farmers struggle with payment delays. Stakeholders call for urgent financial intervention to prevent industry collapse.
All right, let me take you online to some of our stories that you have not brought us so far. If you go to citynewsroom.com, Oforiatta will be declared wanted again if he misses 2nd June deadline. OSP is warning. T-bill yields drop further as government records slight oversubscription. Now, Guzitano says government to amend PPA Act to promote local manufacturing and 24-hour economy. Meanwhile, Bureau of Public Safety to Yohuno. Public services need more than popularity. So this is in relation to the work of IGP. Fire Gas Laboni Senior High School Girls Dormitory. And then Aboso Kind Spare Parts dealers deny price hike linked to fare increases. And then scrap COVID-19 levy as promised. Ahiagba challenges government. ChannelOne News is leading with Ken Oforiatta defending his actions. OSP defending his actions against Ken Oforiatta and reaffirms corruption probe. Also, floods wreak havoc in Bimbilla, displaced residents. There's a special feature on Fort Amsterdam, a forgotten relic of Ghana's slave trade era. And then Senor Host is writing, he says, Gold Board must use its skill and influence to make smuggling senseless. That's an article he published a couple of days ago. And then Saboba Chiefs residents call for peaceful coexistence among neighboring ethnic groups. My joy online this morning, lots on MPP. So apart from the Ken Oforiatta story, hunger and anger defeated MPP as Otunfo's warning was unheeded. So Chairman Sabonsu is saying. Now he also says something quite interesting. He says if elections were in August, Baumia would have pulled about 30%. This is Chairman Sabonsu. A lot of things. He also says maybe if I were around, things would have been different. So he's really talking.
He's making a push.
The big push.
He's making a big push.
Okay, so 3 headlines from one interview. Galamsey, we need to reclaim our land. State of emergency needed. Dr. Kenashigbe is reaffirming. And then I'm going to take you around the world. Trump moves to close down VOA. Okay. And we are told almost everybody at VOA has been asked to go on leave. Charlie, so he's issued an executive order to close down the Voice of America. And let me take you to Graphic Online. A couple of stories quickly for you. Fire ravages Laboni Girls SHS or SHS Girls Dorm. Agri Memorial students sleeping in hallways. Call for urgent infrastructure. So a number of education stories making the rounds. Lots of speech days over the weekend.
Yeah.
In Infantiman Girls, in St. Augustine's. Last week was at Disadel College as well. Quite a number of schools celebrating or commemorating speech days. Let's get into the details, gentlemen.
Okay, I'll start with illegal mining.
Yes. Okay, let's go there.
So, security forces swoop on 3 foreign illegal miners. This is from the Western region, Ashanti region. A well-coordinated operation carried out by security personnel in the Ashanti region has led to the arrest of 3 foreigners who were engaged in illegal mining in the Bosome Freho district in the Ashanti region. The operation also led to the confiscation of 6 excavators which were being used by these environmental workers, now made up of police, immigration service, EPA, forestry commission, national security. The operations were carried out at Bonka Forest, Esiwa Forest, and Achiase River. The 3 foreign nationals arrested come from India, Burkina Faso, and China, respectively. Now, prior to this operation, the team had combed some districts in the region, notably Amansia Central, but they could not arrest anyone following a suspected leak of information to the illegal miners by the elements within the task force. Addressing the media at Isiwa, the district capital of Bosome Freho, the acting Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, Captain John Jabari, retired, reaffirmed the government's resolve to nip Galamsey in the bud. Captain Jabari acknowledged the devastating effects of illegal mining on local communities, road networks, and water bodies in the Ashanti region. Now, if you go to the western region, from Takwa, small-scale miners are hailing the gold board.
Okay.
Yeah, story by Stephen Odoilabi says the General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners and a member of the Gold Board Technical Committee, Godwin Nicholson Ama, has assured members of the association that his outfit would fight for the fair pricing of gold when the Gold Board is finally set up. Now, the association is fully represented on the Technical Committee of the Gold Board and will ensure that the pricing of gold is fair, competitive, and at a commercial rate that aligns with the stringent London Bullion Market Association certification.
Let me give you 2 quick Galamsey stories.
Okay.
You go to City Newsroom. Galamsey threatens bee population's honey production. KNUST expert warns. The story from Bright Yeboah in Kumasi. He says health experts in the veterinary sector at KNUST are raising alarm over the devastating effects of illegal mining, commonly known as Galamsey, on bee populations. In an interview with ChannelOne News during the launch of the Bee Health Club in KNUST on March 15, Dr. William Tasieme, head of School of Veterinary Services, said the illegal mining, particularly deforestation, poses a serious threat to bee populations by destroying their natural habitats and reducing available forage. And then he stated that contaminated water from Galamsey site poses a significant threat to the quality of honey production. We are cutting down trees and destroying our forests, which poses a significant challenge to the survival of bees. They need space, flowers, trees, and a conducive environment to reproduce their nature. Still on Galamsey, convener of the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, Dr. Kenashigbe, has reiterated the urgent need to reclaim Ghana's lands and forest reserves from illegal miners. In an interview on Joy News Probe on Sunday, he called for state of emergency to combat the crisis effectively. He noted that politically exposed individuals involved in illegal mining must be dealt with decisively.
2 stories also from my end. The Daily Guide reports of 66 illegal miners arrested in the western region. This is at Kedadrin in the Takwa Nsuai municipality of the western region. And the Herald's editorial this morning says the dangerous ignorance of illegal mining in Konongo Odumase. The IGP incoming also has quite a few headlines attributed to him. Caleb has one from the Ghanaian Times.
Yes, he says he will work very seriously. He will take his job very seriously. And the editorial here says, welcome IGP Tete Yohono. So on page 12 of the Chronicle this morning, the IGP has been speaking. He's photographed with the president and the vice, where he says, I will work with utmost seriousness. New IGP assures Julius Yaopetichi writes that the newly sworn in Inspector General of Police, IGP Christian Tete Yohono, has assured vowed respect for traditions and culture of the Ghana Police Service as he takes office as new police chief. In his acceptance speech at the swearing-in on Friday, IGP Yohuno said he was dedicated to fostering a service that was grounded in professionalism, transparency, accountability, and fairness, as well as respect for seniority within the chain of command. The IGP said he would approach his responsibility with the utmost seriousness, fully recognizing the weight of expectations accompanying the role. Quote, in alignment with the transformation and modernization of the service, I pledge to uphold the values, traditions, and culture of the Ghana Police Service in accordance with the resetting agenda of the president.
So there's a lot on IGP
Yeah.
Dampare. For example,
Yes, I
Christianin
have.
has been speaking.
Yeah.
He says Dampare's leadership reduced crime and brought discipline. This is a story on ChannelOne News by Patricia Boache. Says the director of Faculty of Academic Affairs and Research at Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, Professor Kwesi Enin, has praised former IGP George Ekufu Dampare for his dedication and transformative changes he introduced at the Ghana Police Service. According to the security analyst, Dr. Dampare's leadership significantly contributed to reduction in crime nationwide, and his human relations or humane approach to policing distinguished him from his predecessors.
And Dr. Dampare himself has expressed gratitude to Ghanaians and all stakeholders. This is in a statement signed by Nana Osei Efrifa, his executive assistant. He acknowledged the overwhelming outpouring of love and encouragement he had received. Go to the Herald, however, on page 3, the President John Mahama's decision to replace Dr. George Ekufu Dampare has sparked mixed reactions, with various prominent individuals responding. However, the most fiery and surprising of all is lawyer Samuel Atachia, a former minister for Works and Housing, who called him evil, who Mr. Pointer, then President Akufo-Addo, was romancing while in office. And these are all quotes. Quote, if you know the dossier on Dampare, which was placed on the table of Akufo-Addo, you will be shocked at why he was romancing such evil, alleges the former MP.
Let's go to OSP now. Oforiatta will be declared wanted if he misses June 2 deadline. OSP is warning. City Newsroom is reporting that the Office of the Special Prosecutor has warned that former Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta will be relisted as a wanted person if he fails to appear for questioning on June the 2nd. In a statement acknowledging a lawsuit filed by Mr. Oforiatta challenging the OSP's earlier declaration that he was a fugitive from justice, the OSP clarified that it removed his name from its wanted list in good faith after receiving a request from him. The OSP then went on to say that Oforiatta is mandatorily requested to appear in person before the OSP on June the 2nd, and warned that failure to do so would result in relisting of a wanted person and being considered a fugitive from justice.
Right, but there's a worrying editorial that Chronicle has. Destruction of railway lines and highway tension pylons must be stopped.
Why?
Now, the Ghana Railway Authority has uncovered several vandalism and encroachment upon the 97-kilometer, guess where, Tema Mpakadan railway line.
Seriously?
Threatening the soon-to-be-launched shuttle service.
Oh.
Now, inspection teams found stolen boats and
Lord.
nuts,
Oh, Lord.
buffer stops, and this print didn't come well. Okay, it indicated that more than 15 communities around Ejiso in the Ashanti region are facing widespread blackout after 8 electricity pylons collapsed due to stolen boats and nuts. Now, businesses and residents are suffering, and the ECG is working to restore power, though no timeline has been set. Both incidents highlight the dangers of infrastructure vandalism and the urgent need for stricter security measures. These two incidents are both shocking and deeply troubling. These criminal activities not only pose a serious risk to public safety, but also undermine the nation's infrastructure development and economic progress. So pylons in the Ashanti region and on the Tema Mpakadan railway line, they are stealing.
All right, let's come back to
Let me take you to the front page of the Daily Graphic. Bernard, inferior cement on the market. This is coming from the Minister of Trade, Business and Industry. Some recently established cement manufacturers are substituting limestone, a key raw material in cement production, with cheaper and inferior alternatives. Insiders have revealed in separate interviews with the Daily Graphic. Industry players and regulatory officials revealed that certain manufacturers, some of whom have been caught in the act, are replacing limestone with quarry dust, clay, silica, and other low-grade substitutes. Data on cement quality submitted by the Ghana Standards Authority at a stakeholder meeting of the Cement Manufacturing Committee and industry players on March 5 this year confirmed an ongoing trend of production and sale of substandard cement in the country. please name and shame them.
Let's
Let's take it to
give
the
you-
front page of the BNFT quickly, where the citrus industry say they are facing serious liquidity charges.
Challenges.
Yes, challenges on page 3 of the BNFT. The domestic citrus industry is at risk of severe contraction as liquidity constraints and delayed payments threaten the survival of farmers and processors. Despite an annual production of 440,000 tons of citrus in 2024, stakeholders say only 40% of output is being economically utilized, with the rest either wasted or sold at a loss.
Let me give you 2 education-related stories. Fire guards Laboni SHS girls' dormitory. This is Abigail Atta reporting on City News. A devastating fire ravaged 3 girls' dormitories at Laboni Senior High School in Accra, leaving significant damage to the facilities. Emergency services, including the Ghana National Fire Service, responded promptly to the scene and worked tirelessly to bring the situation under control. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined, but the fire broke out while students were attending afternoon prep. And this impacted 3 out of 6 dormitories, with 1 completely destroyed and 2 others sustaining partial damage. The exact cause of the fire is an investigation. We are told, however, that no injuries were reported and affected students were relocated to the assembly hall. Some have been sent home to deal with the situation. Still on secondary schools, Agri Memorial students sleeping in hallways call for urgent infrastructure. This is graphic online. Students of the Agri Memorial AME Zion School have raised concern about the congestion in dormitories and called for urgent infrastructural support.
Wow.
Reiterating the call, the girls prefect of the school, Mami Dokuble, lamented the severe congestion in the boarding facilities, noting that some students had resorted to sleeping in corridors, which posed security challenges. She said the congestion also left the students prone to communicable diseases. She thus urged authorities to prioritize the construction of additional dormitory blocks and the provision of more boreholes and water storage tanks to address frequent water shortage. Now, this was at the school's 85th anniversary celebration last Saturday, where they called for infrastructure, particularly more dormitories, to ease the congestion. Meanwhile, the headmistress of the school, Dorothy Adentri Hayford, also called for urgent infrastructural support to address the challenges affecting academic and student life at the institution.
I'll stay with education for you on page 38 of the Daily Graphic. The campus of the Gambaga College of Education in the Northeast region has been provided with 24-hour security by the Ghana Police Service. The decision became necessary following a recent attack on 8 male students in the community by some unknown gunmen who shot at them, leading to the death of one of the students, with another sustaining gunshot wounds.
I bring you water stories. In the Ashanti region, the Ashanti Regional Minister has sent a reminder to residents that water supply will be cut from today and restored on Thursday to allow works on the Swami interchange. Greater Kumasi will be affected. Now, in the northern region, the regional minister, Mr. Ali out of John in Debugri. No, that's not in Debugri.
Ali out of John.
Out of John. Yes, they've added another name I'm not used to. I'm sorry. He's appealed to the Ghana Water Limited to ration water to serve residents of Tamale and its environs in order to address water crisis facing the metropolis.
Meanwhile, still in the northern region, severe flooding hit Bimbela on Sunday evening following heavy rains, leaving many homes submerged and residents stranded. You should have seen the report yesterday. The flooding has been attributed to clogged gutters caused by indiscriminate refuse dumping by residents, preventing proper flow of water through the drainage. Assembly members from the affected electoral area spoke to ChannelOne News about the situation. The gutter is choked, so when it rains, the water cannot flow from the other side to the gutter. Can you imagine? This is Bimbelao. Some affected residents expressed frustration and appealed for urgent assistance. So I don't even understand how we would allow these kinds of things to continue.
And then just to wrap things up from my end, Bernard, on page 7 of the Inquisitor is an important feature. It's titled Unim Red, a social media trend or a reality of the devastating effect of substance abuse.
Right. The final one I'd like listeners to remember is that Mahama has hinted at a national airline. So we'll follow this.
Meanwhile, Abosokan spare parts dealers are refuting claims linking price hikes to fare increment because the fuel prices have come down for the third pricing window in the year. But some spare parts dealers and transport unions are announcing price hikes.
Why?
They said prices are high. They said fuel is expensive.
But that thing has reduced 3 times.
I think the percentage reduction is very low. And I don't know. You should, but they were in the news this morning.
I heard Abosokan, they never reduce the price of spare parts when the dollar stabilizes or
I know.
down, when the fuel goes down.
And I know because your car.
You understand.
You
understand.
You are a victim
Every
of,
week, 1 week,
you are being brutalized by Abosokan.
Speaking of Abosokai, have they announced the MMDCs and whatnot?
No, they have not.
Not yet.
You have not announced them. Why?
Why if you
Do you have somebody for Ablik? Where's Abusokan is where?
It's
What assembly is that?
central.
all the people said
That's Okainko Central.
Yeah.
most likely. It is okay.
Do you have any names?
I don't have any names up. The people are bathing there. I'm telling you.
Oh, they are still doing. They are still doing it.
Tell this morning is not like this morning. Plenty.
Charlie.
There were like almost 200 people bathing this morning.
Where?
Charlie, but
Right in front of the former of the Accra Mosque. They are bathing. All-
Near the road.
Yeah, from the G. Is it Goa Transport or GUO Transport?
man,
GUO Transport Yard all the way up to the road.
People bathing.
They are just bathing all over the place.
Charlie,
They are
Near the
bathing.
gutter.
Yeah. No, you know the drain is covered.
you have to stop.
Which is-
So they're standing on
They are
it.
standing on the culverts and they are washing down inside.
And they are bathing.
They are
In
bathing.
the open.
Sweetly.
One country, open defecation, open bathing,
Greater Accra in the early
open
morning.
everything. Oh, what is this?
Oh my God.
This is